So as I'm sure you heard, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Tennessee Titans, and one person I think it's fair to at least think about in terms of do they deserve criticism is Mike Vrabel. Vrabel made some questionable fourth down decisions, along some other things. I think there was questionable coaching decisions in general in this game. So kind of wanted to, let's first look at the fourth down decisions and kind of talk about how much sense they made. One that I'm going to bring up right off the bat was in this, I don't have a analytics chart for it, which is why I'm bringing it up right off the bat. But the going for two when you were tied, it was 6-6. They went for two and didn't get it. They had a shorter yard to go, only 1 yard instead of two due to a penalty. I just wasn't sure if I fully understood that. I get the logic. You do get more points that way, but does it help you winning given the situation? What's the added value? I just don't know the numbers on it. I mean, it's possible that the analytics back it up, but I haven't seen any analytics to back it up because there's no fourth down decision bot for 2-point tries. However, there is a fourth down decision bot for the fourth down decisions, so let's talk about those. So first, there was this one, which is understandably a difficult decision, right? So I don't really have a huge issue with it, but again, some of these I'm going to agree with, some of these I'm going to disagree with. Some of them I might say, I don't know, and this is one of those I don't know. It's a fourth down and 11. The analytics kind of have it as a toss-up, where you could go for it on 4th and 11 at Cincinnati's 39, or you could punt it. I get both logic behind. I get the logic behind both of them. The reality is, punting the ball, you don't actually gain that much value from punting. But also, are you going to convert on 4th down and 11? They have it as just a 27% success rate, so that's what makes it difficult. So I wanted to include it, but that one I don't have a big issue with. This next one is one that they probably should have gone for. I think it's fair to say it was a fourth down and 3. You're at your own 47. And I thought that their offense was playing pretty well. They were making mistakes, but they were winning a decent amount at times. So for Vrabel to not go for it here, again, a lot of coaches don't like to follow the analytics. They like to play conservative. This is what coaches tend to do. I think you could have argued this is one you probably should have gone for there. The chances of getting a 4th down and 3 are greater than 50%, and the field position difference doesn't actually help you as much as you might think. Later on, there was a 4th down and 2, which is another toss-up. This says you can argue if you should go for it or punt it deep. It's a 4th down and 2, and you're at your own 34. So you know that the old school football minds would have crushed you if you went for it and didn't get it here. Although there is some logic in going for it. Again, it's what's the value of punting the ball deep, and then what's the value of getting an opportunity to keep possession, and what matters more. They say your win percentage is the same either way. Also worth noting you're down 3 here, but again, I think this is the fine decision to punt. This was the other decision, which, some people might say didn't really matter, but I think you could argue it really mattered, was Tennessee has the ball on a 4th and 4 at Cincinnati's 16. The recommendation is strong to go for it here. And the logic behind it I get, because you're down 10 points here. This is when Cincinnati was up 16-6. So the logic behind it is actually pretty simple. For Mike Vrabel, he simply thought, hey, we kicked the field goal, we're now just down 1 score, we have a chance to come back and win. But there's a couple issues with that. For one, yes, you are down 1 score, but if Cincinnati scores another field goal, then you're back down 2 scores, although that didn't happen. But the other issue is if you scored a touchdown here, this now gives you an opportunity to score another touchdown to take the lead. After all, the goal of football is not to be down 1 score. The goal of football is to score more points than the other team. So you could argue if they went for it there and got the touchdown, maybe they would have ended up winning this game. Who knows? Obviously, you change one thing, a million things change, but I think it's worth talking about. Finally, this decision, which to me, this is, a clear, correct decision. They went for it on 4th and 1 at Cincinnati's 35. You could have kicked a long field goal, but you look at the percentages, and an average kicker will make that about 58% of the time, and the average team converts on 4th and 1. 59% of the time is when an average kicker makes that. And the average team goes for it and hits it on 72% of the time. So clearly you should have gone for it there on the 4th down and 1. I wanted to bring this play up because some people criticize the decision making, but I kind of always feel like with those play calls, people just will criticize any decision if it doesn't work. I think that if you run a play action, I think everyone criticizes the Titans for not giving the ball to Derrick Henry if it didn't work. I don't have an issue with giving the ball to Derrick Henry. It just didn't work. So is it fair to say that coaching cost the Titans the game? I don't know about that. I mean, I think they made a couple of decisions that I wouldn't have made, but who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have ever been in position to win had they made the decisions that I made. So it goes both ways, and this is certainly not an egregiously bad coaching job. I made a whole video about leaving Jamar Chase one-on-one on that final play, which made zero sense to me. I thought that was very stupid. So to me, that was the worst offense that we saw today, was that decision. But for some of these other ones, I'm not going to crush any of these too hard by Vrabel. I don't think it was a great coached day, but at the end of the day, the reason they lost is because, they made too many mistakes, both on offense and defense. So that's why Tennessee lost, not the coaching decisions. But coaching decisions could have been better as well. Quite frankly, after a loss like this, I think Tennessee's going to have to just look at everybody and say, we did not play up to our potential, which is true. But also Cincinnati's good and can force that out of you. So it certainly goes both ways. But yeah, that's what I thought about these decisions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.